So today I'm working on fixing an issue with my microwave. The handle broke, snapped off, and this is what you have. It's an over the range microwave. It's an LG, and what happens was, as you can see, this is my workshop right now. I'm using my dinner table. This is where the handle goes, and it broke from the bottom. I dismantled it. This is tempered glass. This is the microwave protection. So what I'm trying to do now is, you can order the handle, but as you can see, the plastic broke. So what I am doing is I'm fabricating a piece of metal that's gonna reinforce this and keep it from happening again. This actually cracked right here. I'm not sure if you can see that crack. I had the tape there so I can take the measurements and pretty much get the correct size for the piece of angle bracket that I'm using, or angle brace. And let me show you what I'm doing. Okay, so here it is. I started with a cardboard template, and then here is the actual, and then I fabricated. I know it's rough around the edges. Here is the actual problem. See how this cracked? I have the tape to hold it in place to make sure that nothing shifted. See how this all came apart, and how this design, even if you fix it, it's gonna break again eventually. All the tabs from here fell off. This piece broke off. Now, this is the front of the door. You can tell. So now I'm gonna assemble it, put it all together. I already mocked it. Everything is covered up nicely. And I'm gonna put it together, and I'm gonna also use some epoxy or JB Weld to make it a little stronger. See, they kind of try to put a little bit of a JB Weld here as well, or epoxy or silicone. I don't know what it is. It's something gray. It looks more like silicone. And then show you the final product. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. I completed making the bracket to reinforce this area where the handle is located, and that's what pretty much cracked it. Here, if you can see, I JB welded this here. This is the glass that goes between the actual screen that protects from the radiation. These tabs, 1, 2, 3, had fallen off. I JB welded those as well. Excuse me. I also had to make repairs in this corner right here, because that's where the handle goes. The plastic was just completely brittle and shredded. And so I JB welded these washers and this nut, so when I put the plate that I created, it's nice, and if you set it flat and you press down on it, it's nice and even. So when you pull the handle, it's gonna distribute the force equally or evenly. And since I don't intend on reopening this door again, I know there's some concerns because this is metal. Even though the covers, I already test fitted everything, and the covers will cover all that, not having any metal exposed. Just for safety measures, I'm gonna cover it once it's in place with electrical tape. The screws were exposed in the beginning. It didn't matter. I think it's a little bit of overkill, but better to be safe than sorry. Like I said, I don't intend on opening this again. Once this is epoxied in place and I put this back together, if it breaks, then it's gonna go out to the trash, and we're just gonna replace it with something else. Rather than getting the pull handle, I'll get the push button instead, and we'll go with that. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna finish cleaning this up. I'm going to, these lines here, that's where this lines up with the plastic here. I'm gonna also put JB Weld on those, so that can also act as a you know, pretty much bond it and make it a little bit stronger, a little bit structurally stronger. Like I said, I got these two washers here to make the pretty much an even fit, as well as this nut. I had to put another nut here just to make sure that there's no flexing, and that's pretty much what broke this. This is a really flimsy plastic, and it seems to be brittle as well. So the next video, I mean the next segment, will be the door assembled. Okay, so one more shot before we assemble it. Now I'm gonna carry it through where the repair was done, right here. I'm just gonna put it here for more light. As you can see, this is the metal base bracket. Just one screw goes in here, the other one goes in here. I had to poke it, and then I actually repaired this bracket. You can see the epoxy there, JB Weld, and you could see here as well. And I covered this with electrical tape. Even though it's going to be covered, I'll show you once everything's assembled. I'm going to start assembly now. I'm not going to film that, but I just wanted you to see the final product. So hopefully this works. This should actually be a little bit more durable than the flimsiness plastic that came from the factory. All right, I'm gonna assemble this, and then I'll show you guys the actual final product. Okay, so here is the final product. As you can see, the plastic trim covers the metal, which this glass is actually that metal mesh that protects you from the radiation, and this is actually a tempered glass. This is it's kind of made into it's laminated onto the glass, and then this frame is metal. So now this is covering any metal exposure, so we shouldn't have any sparks or anything go kaboom when we put it into the microwave. And it's very sturdy. There's your handle. This is where it originally broke from. I can actually carry it from here now. I'm confident that this will hold. I'm gonna mount it on the microwave and fire it off and show you a video of the microwave working after this repair, and we'll call it a wrap. Okay, the moment of truth. Let's we got a bowl of rice, and let's just give it 20 seconds and start. It's working. I don't hear any popping or clicking. Cool. Now, what I'm going to do is, I know it heats it up. I'm going to run it. Seems to be working fine. I mean, this test is probably unnecessary, but I want to make sure that everything is in order. Okay, so there you have it. Hopefully this video was instructional and maybe inspires you to take on some more DIY projects. Maybe you have one of these same LG microwaves and you have the same issue and you want to try to do this fix yourself, if you have the right tools, you can do this yourself. Or if you want, you can purchase the door. For me, that wasn't practical because the door itself is worth more than the whole unit itself. I spent maybe the JB Weld $8 and maybe $3 or $4 on the screws because I needed longer screws to make up for the space between the bracket and the handle. If you like this video, like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more DIY stuff. Thanks for watching the DIY Mods and Stuff channel.